Picture a country of 1.4 billion people where millions quietly examine questions of faith, identity, and belonging. A change in personal choice unfolds, yet not in headlines or politics. Welcome to the silent awakening of India, a story of courage, conscience, and spiritual search. Thousands quietly choose a path promising purpose, peace, and belonging. This exploration seeks to understand human experiences around faith in India, educational and reflective, not political or religious advocacy. What is driving these journeys, and what does it mean for modern India? Let's find out. Assalamu alaikum, dear beloved brothers and sisters. May Allah bless you and your families with barakah and peace. Before we begin, please comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Islam's Light. Let's spread understanding and positivity together, inshallah. The phrase, silent awakening, conjures up images of an unstoppable tide of faith transitions. The reality is more nuanced. India has long debated religious freedom since independence in 1947. Analysts note that discussions about conversion often reflect social concerns rather than political or religious agendas. Many experts suggest that certain administrative measures are intended not to restrict belief but to regulate personal acts that intersect with social customs, especially interfaith marriages. In short, the conversation is more about social balance than mass change. Population shifts in India are primarily due to fertility and socio-economic conditions, not organized conversions. According to the 2011 census, Hindus make up 79.8% of the population, while Muslims account for 14.2%. Between 2001 and 2011, the Muslim population grew slightly faster, prompting speculation. However, research indicates that this shift is linked to education, life expectancy, and poverty, rather than ideology. Experts emphasize that demographic patterns, rather than religious campaigns, are indicators of development. The concept of mass conversion sweeping across India is a myth. Hinduism retains approximately 99% of its followers. Faith transitions do occur, but they are uncommon, accounting for only about 1% of adults. Most people still associate religion with their family and community identity. The discussion is frequently less about numbers and more about how personal faith intersects with social belonging. In India, personal belief is subject to various state laws. Several states have regulations defining coercion or unlawful inducement in matters of religion, including cases involving money, jobs, or marriage. People who choose to adopt a new faith are sometimes asked to notify authorities. Critics believe this may limit privacy, whereas supporters believe it protects freedom from exploitation. The intent and impact of these laws remain a continuing debate on balancing freedom and oversight. Social inequality often drives spiritual search. The rigid caste system has led some marginalized communities to seek dignity through new identities. For Dalits and Bahujans, this change is often about equality and self-worth. In these cases, faith becomes both a personal conviction and a form of social empowerment. According to the Sachar Committee Report, 2006, Muslims face major challenges. Less than 4% hold college degrees, nearly a quarter of children leave school early, and many communities lack access to banking. Experts suggest that discussions around faith changes should also consider inequality, since social justice and dignity are often part of the same struggle. Even within faith groups, caste and class distinctions sometimes persist. The ashraf, or traditional elites, often hold leadership, while lower caste converts, known as ajlaf or arzal, strive for equal rights. Movements for internal equality remind us that faith transformation alone cannot erase deep-rooted social barriers. Throughout history, faith transitions in India have reflected many motivations: spiritual, social, and economic. Centuries ago, such shifts offered better status and protection. Today, the same pattern appears in different forms, where people seek both inner peace and dignity. Despite the controversy, these decisions remain deeply personal expressions of conviction. Women often face the most scrutiny in matters of belief and marriage. Public discussions around interfaith relationships sometimes question women's autonomy, even when laws protect their freedom of choice. India's legal system continues to uphold every adult's right to choose their faith and partner, though social acceptance can still lag behind. For many, this quiet transformation is not about leaving something behind but finding meaning. Islam's concept of Tawhid, the oneness of God, offers simplicity and clarity. Converts describe a newfound sense of peace and purpose, as faith helps them answer life's deepest questions about meaning and destiny. Belonging to the global community of believers, or Ummah, offers emotional support that helps many navigate rejection or misunderstanding. It provides a sense of unity that transcends class and background, turning faith into a source of belonging and resilience. Faith transitions are stories of personal crisis, questioning, and renewal. For the individual, it becomes a journey of self-discovery and peace, even if the world sees controversy instead of conviction. Technology has reshaped how people explore belief. Online lectures, social media, and digital learning allow private journeys of faith, often free from local stigma. These platforms have turned spirituality into an individual pursuit rather than a collective or institutional one. In some regions, regulations affecting dietary customs, religious practices, or personal laws have stirred debate. While some view these as efforts toward modernization, others worry they limit expression. The tension between tradition and modern values continues to define India's identity. Public debates around interfaith relationships have sometimes created misunderstanding and fear. Some stories get framed as political issues rather than private matters. In truth, such relationships often reflect shared values and mutual respect. Reframing them through empathy and understanding helps protect personal freedom from public pressure. There have been cases where people face legal scrutiny for public acts of worship or faith declarations. Human rights groups raise concerns, while officials emphasize maintaining social order. These examples highlight the need for ongoing dialogue between law, faith, and individual liberty. Some initiatives encourage individuals to return to ancestral traditions, while others see such efforts as social persuasion. The balance between cultural identity and personal belief remains delicate. Conversations about dress, food, and citizenship show how faith continues to shape Indian life in visible and subtle ways. Government rules on international funding have affected the operation of some charitable and educational organizations. Supporters say these ensure transparency, critics argue they can reduce services for marginalized groups. For many, faith-based service becomes an intersection of belief, livelihood, and social justice. In southern India, faith and freedom debates have taken unique forms. Local communities often handle these questions quietly, focusing on coexistence even when public media amplifies tension. Beneath the noise, individuals continue to follow their spiritual paths with quiet determination. The silent awakening is not a demographic wave but a steady human journey. It's about freedom, dignity, and spiritual fulfillment. Across India, people balance their beliefs with societal expectations, guided by conscience and hope. Their stories remind us that faith, at its core, is a personal dialogue, one that shapes lives quietly, peacefully, and profoundly.